Jimmy Garoppolo. What is your prediction for him today? He can have a big game. Real quick, hold on. Let me just lay it out before you just rain on my parade, because I'm a big Jimmy Garoppolo fan. Jameis Winston threw for 5 touchdowns against this defense, and Jared Goff didn't win, but completed like 70% of his throws and looked really competent. Jimmy's better than them. So what do you think from Jimmy this week?
I think Jimmy needs to have he needs to play well. Like he can't be an afterthought. I think he's got to be. He can't. His stats can't be
187 yards
or 190 yards. I mean, unless the 49ers run for 300 yards or 200, but I don't see that happen.
How's that going to happen?
Yeah, like
I mean, I'm not suiting up today, so I don't see how they're going to be able to run for that many yards. They need bodies.
I think he's got to have 250 plus. And
the thing is, he had 300 against the Lions, but like 80 of that was on one throw that was really a much better catch than a throw. And if you take that away, he's giving a very meager output right now. It's like, you know what I mean? He's going to have to really, I don't know, find a way to earn that 300. He's not going to be throwing down the field that much. He's going to rely on yards after the catch his whole career, but he's going to have to probably push the ball down the field a little bit today.
And I think that first interception is coming, and it may come tonight. And will it cost the 49ers? And I'm not, and it may not be, because all quarterbacks are going to throw interceptions, it's just a matter of time. But it can't be multiple interceptions. It can't be a bad interception. It can't be to a linebacker in the flat and then he takes 6.
Right.
If he ends up like 18 of 25 for 260 and 2 touchdowns and an interception, like, to me that'd be a solid game. But it can't be 10 of 18 for 197, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. It can't be that kind of stat line.
I've been thinking a lot about why he struggled in camp so consistently this year and has really played pretty mistake-free football so far. I think when a defense faces Jimmy Garoppolo more and more, they get the advantage, because what they realize is, like, you don't really have to play him honest. You can squat on everything. You know where the ball's going. The linebackers in the flat, ball's coming to you. The ball's coming out quick. Be ready for it. And corners on the outside don't really honor fades, outbreaking routes. I mean, you expect the curl, expect the stop, expect the dig, and I think after a few off seasons playing Jimmy Garoppolo, a lot of these guys on Fred Warner, Jason Verrett, they really know how to defend him. And then you go against a team like Philly, it's like, guys, what? Well, I think they did a pretty good job. I guess it was more the Lions. I think as you see teams that have faced Jimmy Garoppolo before, they have a better sense of what to do. And then you're going to see like the balls go up for grabs like they did in camp.
Well, the other thing in camp, and remember, what's the one thing in camp you said it's really hard to judge and it's really difficult to judge in camp?
The run game.
Yeah. So the defense isn't really worried about run game in camp.
Exactly.
Right. So
good point.
And when does Jimmy excel is when they can get that run game kicked into high gear, and then he can run all that stuff on
play with the lead,
respect that
run game working and play action. Yeah, and pretty much most quarterbacks excel in that situation.
Yeah, and I think in this league, what you have to be able to do is, as a quarterback, the ones that are really admired and the ones that can win you games are the ones when there's not a running game, can they make plays?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and guys who can get big plays from the pocket or outside the pocket, and that's not him. He's sort of evolving into a quarterback who just sort of takes what the defense gives him, kind of like Mac Jones.
And
just a relentless string of checkdowns.
Yeah, and so like if Green Bay takes away the run tonight, what is Jimmy going to do? And can he?
Right. Are you going to throw 50 times for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns and really score, lead the team, be the driving force of the offense, or will you try to push the ball down the field, throw ducks, get intercepted? Because the thing with Jimmy is not just that he doesn't see the linebackers underneath. It's that when he does try to push the ball down the field, which is so infrequent, the ball floats and it's in the air a long time. And if guys were open, DBs recover. If he doesn't throw with a ton of anticipation, it's an interception. I don't know if he was experimenting or trying to see what he could get away with in camp, but he learned. I can't do that. And I think he's taken that information, he's filed it away, and you're seeing what he's doing with that in these games. He's staying employed.
If he makes if he makes that throw, the same throw we made to Debo in the Lions game, and Jair Alexander is the corner on Debo.
Or yeah, I mean, what if Debo Samuel hadn't made that beautiful pass breakup that was going right to Stephen Nelson against that could have been a pick six. That was what those were Shanahan's words. Could have been a pick six. So yes, it's real clear. It's a mechanics thing. I don't know what it is, but when he was with the Patriots, I thought he had a zip on his throws. He never had a nice
set his feet. He doesn't set his feet.
He doesn't set his feet. All he does is just stand flat-footed and flick the ball like he's a second baseman throwing to first base. And that's really what he wants to do, is throw passes that are about that long. But if you're a third baseman, if you're a shortstop, you really need to get your whole body into the throw. And he doesn't throw like that anymore. Everything's just, I don't want to do the Jimmy Garoppolo impression, but he's just flat-footed, and that's great you can see he's got that great quick release on the stuff over the middle. But anytime you have to throw more than like a ball that travels more than 15 yards in the air, it's slow motion. It's slow motion for me. Slow motion for me.
Slow
motion for me.
And I don't like. I would love to be in a coach. Like, are they on him for that? Like,
I don't think so.
Are they right? And that's a problem.
That's a problem. I think when I talk to coaches about this, they always come back to, well, who's his quarterback coach? Fans don't really ever talk about position coaches, but they're very important. And if you have a good one like Chris Kosarick, you don't put up with stuff like this. People improve and they have good technique. I'm just saying, I think when Jimmy was on the Patriots, he had better technique and they probably had higher standards over there, better positional coaches. I've talked about Scangarello before. Who is he? Where'd they get him? I don't know who he is. They have some superstar position coaches on this team and he's not one of them. What? Can you get someone better? Like Mike had Kubiak. That was his quarterback coach. Obviously a hell of a coach. Kyle, where's your Kubiak, man? You don't have one. It ain't Scangarello. It ain't. I'll tell you that. It could be me.
Yeah, you
could be coach.
You want this young kid, Lance, like you don't want Lance doing that, like not stepping into his throws, and because it affects accuracy, it affects arm strength. Like we all know Jimmy doesn't have the strongest arm, but if he stepped into his throws, he might be able to make some of those deep throws. Like it's the reason why his balls are high. Like
yes, exactly. And Kyle makes excuses for it, which makes me feel like, now you're making excuses for Jimmy. You're trying to trade him. I'm just saying. Prediction for Jimmy.
And maybe it can't, and maybe it's because they're not on him to fix it. Maybe Kyle should be like, listen, like this is us here. We're not on him for that. But if you take him, you can fix this because you can coach him up and you can tell him to step into your throws, and then he's going to be a great quarterback. So
I know it should be a point of emphasis, but the emphasis on the 49ers is Kyle's system. Did you learn it? Do you know the plays? How well do you know Kyle's plays? Gold-Blooded says house call. It's like 1-800-COLLECT. Trey gets a free call, and the Packers have no choice but to accept the charges. I like that. If anyone can tell me what a house call is, I'm looking to know because I'm stumped.